How do you feel?
I'm feel. Good. I'm very feel.
How you feel?
I'm feel. I'm very feel.
How do you feel?
I'm feel. I'm very feel.
You feel?
Yes, I'm feel. I'm very, very feel.
Heads up, heroes and adventurers, or in this case, gun-toting anti-heroes. I am the Ancient Gamer, and in this video, we're going to take a first-hand look at the current gen console patch for Grand Theft Auto 5. We were promised multiple graphics modes, ray tracing, and a smooth 60 frames per second. Now that it's here, how well does it work? Did we get everything? And is it worth the money? Well, more on that worth the money question throughout the course of this video. First off, if you're a subscriber and have been watching my videos for a while, you might be wondering, hey, Ancient Gamer, why are you making a GTA video? Aren't you mostly a Skyrim, Fallout RPG channel? Well, yes, I mostly am, but what I also am is a dude who loves games, all kinds of games. No, I'm not trying to jump on the bandwagon and catch the latest hot topic. You know, I really loved the single-player GTA 5 campaign. Loved it. GTA 5 story mode, it's just a great game. Head to toe, it was awesome. From the characters in the story to the world design. The irreverent sense of humor and parody, relentlessly poking fun of modern culture and political correctness, just gotta love that. The writing is incredible, off the charts. There is a reason why GTA 5 is the highest grossing game of all time. It's just a great fucking game. One of the best of all time. I really wanted to get a look at this newest version, and I figured a few of you out there might want to too. That's why I'm making a GTA 5 video. Monetizing a current gen upgrade for this game, it is a straight up money grab, no doubt. This absolutely should have been free. It was definitely a ripoff, and I resented the hell out of paying for it, but in the end, I just couldn't resist. Before we get too much further down the road, whether you like the video or not, doesn't matter, give it a like. Likes make the YouTube algorithm happy. Do yourself a solid and subscribe to the Ancient Gamer channel. It feels good. Ring the bell for notifications, that feels good too. Now we'll dig into this game and take a closer look at the patches and the game itself and how it works, how it looks. Right now we're looking at the full fat fidelity mode, and damn, it looks really awesome. Just everything, the lighting, you name it, all that just looks tremendous. But there are actually three modes. There's a performance mode, which we'll look at first, and a performance RT mode, and then a fidelity mode for maximum graphics. Now, here we're looking at the performance mode, 1440p, 60 frames per second, and what you want to look at is the apartment building and the upper left hand of the screen there right by the logo, and look at the windows up there and see how they're rendered. Now with performance RT, it's much, much more clear, and it's lit in a much more a much better fashion, much more sophisticated lighting. Okay, now we're going to switch here to fidelity, and while the difference is kind of subtle, you can see on the ivy and on the cobblestone there in the driveway, and also up on the apartment building off in the distance, just much more sophisticated lighting techniques, much better overall, and the HDR implementation even looks better. Now these shots here are really gonna, I mean, these you can really tell a big difference. Now performance mode looks excellent, huge improvement over the last gen version of the game. But when you switch to performance RT, it's noticeably a better image. And then once again, this really shows off fidelity mode. And wow, yeah, here we are in Michael's mansion, and it's just never looked better. That's just phenomenal. The bottle there, the vodka bottle, I believe that's vodka right there on the table, and the oranges, and then the glass reflection there with the limes in it, just fantastic. This game, fidelity mode, looks really good. And then here we can see with performance mode, if you key in on the grass, it doesn't look like the grass density goes up any with the higher settings, but the coloring is different and it looks denser. It's a little bit darker. And so, you know, there's definitely a difference for sure, but that's pretty much the deal. There's three performance modes. There's performance, 1440, 60 FPS. With no ray tracing. There's fidelity mode, which is your maximum graphics setting mode, and it looks really phenomenal. And then there's performance RT, which gives you the 60 frames per second, and the drop off in visuals from performance RT going to Performance RT, if you've been in Fidelity, is not all that high. I mean, you definitely can see a little difference, but it's not like the game just gets fugly all of a sudden. It still looks really good in Performance RT. And I think that's the mode that probably I would expect most people to play in, is Performance Ray Tracing mode, because it is a really nice hybrid between the two modes. But one thing you want to keep in mind here before you overthink which mode you want to play this game in is that Performance mode itself, 1440p 60 frames per second, is a massive improvement over the way the game ran and looked on last gen consoles. Even like the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro. The Xbox One X basically just ran the Xbox One version, which I believe ran at 900p. It looked really grainy like 900p. So Performance mode is it's a huge upgrade over that. So you're going to be all right no matter what you do. You're definitely getting an upgrade. The reason I think more people are probably going to opt for the 60 frames per second mode has to do with the way Rockstar does their character animations, and it's something that I had kind of forgotten about because I hadn't played a Rockstar game in quite a while. When I loaded up the last gen version of this before this new patch release, just to check it out and get a little bit of last gen footage. And one of the first things I noticed was how sluggish the characters moved, and that's because Rockstar puts a little bit of input lag into the system, and then their character animations are very complicated when a character first starts to do a movement, and so between those two things, it really gives kind of a sluggish feel. The 60 frames per second mitigates that greatly, and makes that much more tolerable. Like if you're used to playing something like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, or The Witcher, and then you go to play, Grand Theft Auto on a last-gen system, the characters just seem to move in slow motion. And it's not really like that as much in 60 frames per second. But darn, the fidelity mode is just, it really looks good. And when you stop and think about the fact that this game, originally released in 2013 for the Xbox 360 and the PS3, it just looks amazing. It looks really, really good. They did a really nice job on this patch. Now, obviously, I resent the fact that they charged for it. It definitely should have been for free, especially considering, the multiple truckloads of fucking money that Rockstar has made off this game. But putting that aside, at least you're getting something that works. This patch and these modes are all functional and they all work really well, and you're at least getting a decent product, unlike the Grand Theft Auto Trilogy remaster, which of course was a horror show. And the other thing to keep in mind, if you want to put it into perspective, and I'm definitely not sticking up for Rockstar here, but in terms of overall suckiness, I mean, the money grab for charging $10 for this upgrade or $20 on the Xbox is nothing compared to the storefront in the fucking Avengers game. Oh my god. Or how about, have you played Gran Turismo 7 lately? I mean, in terms of the overall suckiness of the money grab, this isn't the suckiest of sucky money grabs that I've had to encounter. This one is definitely sleazy, but not super sleazy, I guess you could say. It could have been a lot worse. I half expected them to just charge $40 and make you buy the entire game over. So I was a little bit not pleasantly surprised, but I was definitely surprised they didn't try to gouge us for more. So that's pretty much a wrap. That's my take. That's the Ancient Gamer's take on the Grand Theft Auto 5, I don't know what you'd call it, remaster, next gen, current gen patch. If you're considering buying it, I completely understand why somebody wouldn't. You don't want to support, greedy money grabbing, and I get that. On the other hand, I can tell you at least you're getting a product that works. I am the Ancient Gamer. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and will consider coming back for more. Remember to give it a like. Make it happy. That makes the video feel good. Subscribe to my channel and ring the bell. That makes you feel good. It's all about the games we play and love to play. Stay tuned. I'll be back soon with more stuff.